Now this is where I want to be, in the Audi showroom. So this is the Audi R8 5.2 liter V10. So it's also known as the R8 Plus. So anyway, I'm gonna change a few things how we do it on this channel. So most of the cars, what you can actually do is engine conversions. But it is not that interesting because all the engine conversions is the same engine just going into multiple cars, and there's nothing interesting to see about that because then it's only just weight that is the difference. So for example, the 6.2 liter V8, which you can place in nearly any car, it has the exact same power amount. So what I'm gonna be doing now is I'm gonna work on only the stock engines. If you guys would love to see me drop in something different in this car, let me know in the comments. I will make a video and it'll probably be up for you in the week. If just give me maybe 2 weeks just for in case. But anyway, alright, so let's talk a little bit about this R8. So this R8, the motor is called a CTP, and you also get the CTPA and the CTPB. So this is just the different engine motors you can get for this specific V10 car. Obviously there's a small bit of different tweaks here and there, maybe to do with your models and whatsoever, but as I mentioned before, it's a 5.2 liter V10. So I spiced it up a bit. Let me show you guys what I've done to it. So we're quickly going to go to custom upgrades. We're going to go to, as I mentioned to you guys before, we are going to remain on the stock engine. If you'd like to see me drop in the V12, let me know. I can make that happen for you. So anyway, we're going to go with the stock engine. We are still on all-wheel drive, and we dropped in a twin turbo, obviously. So let's quickly go all the way back. We're gonna go to engine, and right over here we have installed everything to max, but I think we didn't install the oil coolers. Let's just quickly run through. No, I think it had oil coolers in. Let's just quickly confirm. So here you guys can see the original here at the bottom, it is 5.2 liters, but we boarded and is now 5.7 liters. Gosh, there was actually like a lot of meat being taken out of that block. So here is our race twin turbos. We got our intercooler at max and our flywheel. So yes, I was correct. There is no darn oil coolers. So that means the car probably already has an oil cooler in it. So let's quickly go over to platform and handling. We have got the rally springs in, as always. It's just so much better to actually handle your suspension by doing drag racing. Then we got the anti-roll bars on the race one. Going over to the roll cage, we don't have a roll cage in it. This just adds a bunch of weight. 22 kilograms is actually not bad for this car, goodness. And then we did a weight reduction of 286 kilograms. So this car weighs 1,277 kilograms. Oh gosh, that's tons, sorry. So let's quickly go over to the drivetrain. We've got the race clutch in. So over here we have got the race transmission in, but this is a little bit different than usual. Usually the race transmission is a 6-speed, but in this car it's a 7-speed. So if I go over here, it says the 6-speed, but obviously just because of like it helps a little bit of weight, but the 7 gears just feels so much better to me. The car actually wants shorter gears, and I'll show you guys the tuning now. So with the 6 gears, it was just a bit too long. I felt a bit sluggish. It's like the RPMs are just dropping way too far back. But let's continue. So here is the race. What do you call this? Drive line. There we go. I know there's a prop shaft or a drive. What do you call it? Yeah. Anyway, race drift. Diff over there. For the tires, we obviously have got slicks on. We have got the widest tires in on the front, but I can actually tell you guys that this car, the power ratio is I think 85% to the back or 80%. So you can actually make this a little bit less just to save some additional, what is that, 6 kilograms, because we don't need so much tires in the front, but that's up to you if you're actually trying to get a little bit more performance, because this is just like a baseline tune you can work off. Then over here with the mags, you can literally choose any mags. Just make sure it's like the what do you call it, the least weighs the least. Over here I just like to make the wheels flush to the body. I don't like it to be too far in, it just looks bad, and too far out also looks bad. So I just also made it flush here at the back. Oh, that looks good. It's a little bit out, but it's okay. Let's quickly go back to the aerodynamics. I didn't install anything here. It just adds weight and obviously some drag and stuff as well. But yeah, so I just kept it stock. And let's quickly go over the tune. So here for the tune, as you guys can guess, the tire pressure is at its minimum. 1 bar. This helps with traction. You can actually play with it. You can take the front pressure up, because let me just quickly show you guys over here. We are 85% balanced in the rear when it comes to power. So the higher the tire pressure is pumped up, the more it helps with stability in top end. But nevertheless, let's quickly go on. So here is the gearing. You guys will notice from the normal one, it is a little bit shorter, all the gears, and it maxes out at 401.2 kilometers per hour. I mean, we can stretch it up a bit. Let's see if we go over here, 402, 59, 404. We can stretch it up a bit, but right over here on this graph, I just don't like how it just, bam, just gets so much bigger. So oh, I'm adjusting the wrong one. So we can leave it over here as well. So that is all up to you. If you want to chase a little bit more top end speed, you can go for it. So for the alignment, our camber is minus 0.7, and for the rear, it's plus 0.9. If you don't know how to do it, I'll drop for you guys, or understand why I did it. I actually made a video on it explaining to you guys exactly what happens. I'll drop a card in the top right corner for you guys. Going over to the toe, 0 max out at 7. Anti-roll bars must be stiff. You can put it anywhere you want. I just don't like the chassis to move too much under a hard acceleration. It just feels to me a little bit better, like the car can maintain a bit more, being more straight and all of these kind of things. For the springs, here for the front springs, we are running it in between soft and stiff. And for the rear, we want it to be a bit more stiff. So if the weight from the front actually does go a little bit to the back, this is going to help out just to put that extra bit more to the road. You don't want it to be too soft. So going for the ride height, as you guys can see, the front is at its lowest. And here for the rear, I just lifted it up just a teeny little bit. This is just to make sure that the car, if under acceleration, just doesn't flat out like where the nose goes up too much, and then the rear actually goes down too far, because that's just going to lift your nose up. It's going to like struggle to get traction on the front wheels. It's just going to play against you. So also I do see here, this was 1.471 or 58 or something. I don't know why I dropped this game, darn it. But anyway, going over to the, but also let me just tell you guys that even if yours is lower than mine, it doesn't necessarily mean your car is faster. It all depends on how you get your power to the road and stuff. So sometimes you gotta actually make like your first gear or second gear a bit longer to avoid spinning, but then you can actually be going down the road. So for the rebound, as you guys can see here, we are stiff, and then at its lowest. Why it wants this, I've got no freaking idea. But anyway, because how it's actually initially how it should work is your front stiffness should be very similar to your rear bump stiffness, and then your front bump should be the same as your rebound. So anyway, this car. So going over to the aerodynamics, and obviously we don't have aerodynamics. For the brake, you can put it where you want to. For the differential, we got 100, 0, 100, 0, 85. So before we continue and actually go to the road, I just want to tell you guys that the stock standard tune we get in this car is pretty darn good. Like, even though I did all of these things which contributed to better times, the car is handling better, it's feeling better, and all of these things, the stock gear ratio tuning was so darn close to being perfect. So I must say, that's one thing what I like about Quattro, is that you don't struggle that much with wheel spin like you do with rear wheel drive or front wheel drive. So it's all about just making sure your first gear doesn't spin too much, because you got the front wheels to help you as well, and obviously the rear wheels. And then as soon as you launch, it's just to work on your second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and it depends on all of the how many gears your car has and stuff. But now I'm just talking too much. Let's quickly go to the road and test her out. Okay, so let's quickly pull up over here. So this car is Quattro. We don't really need any wheel spin to heat up the wheels like most of the other cars. This car you can literally just launch. So unfortunately, it looks like they took that launch control thing away. So it's either max or nothing, which absolutely sucks. So with this car, this tune, it doesn't really matter too much, because even at a 3000 RPM launch, it's going to have a little bit of wheel spin, which is okay. a little bit of wheel spin is always better than the car just completely bogged down. Going over to like a full RPM, you're at 9,500 RPM. It still has a little bit of a wheel spin. The wheel spin is almost about the same. What's this guy doing? Are you gonna race me, buddy? Oh, he wants to talk to me. Anyway, so nevertheless, you can do a full RPM pull or a 3,000 RPM launch. It's about the same. First gear is pretty short. You're gonna make sure you shift very, very quick. So let's quickly do our run. $265. I think that was pretty bad. Let's quickly do another run. Okay, so here we pull up again, and look at that! You see those wheel marks in the front? I think that is when I hit second gear. So we're gonna do a full RPM launch. I think this guy wants to race. Okay, never mind, let's go. No, this was definitely worse. 264.9. But as you guys see, the actual exit speed were very similar to each other. So there we go. Let's quickly go do that drag race. Come on, buddy. Come on. Oh, he's actually doing it. There we go, dude. Okay, he's heating up his wheels. I don't know if he's gonna kill me. Okay. Let's see. Oh, damn it. Wow, his car is off. Come on, baby. That was so freaking interesting. Where is he going? So we just got like a nice race. That car is flying. He probably did an amazing freaking engine conversion on that thing. But anyway, let's go do that drag race pretty quick. So as I mentioned before, the nice thing about this Audi with the launches is that even if it's full RPMs, the times are about the same. So we can just floor it going down here. Oh wow, got some good lineups over here. Come on! And we are away. What a good pass. And that's a 15.283. So anyway guys, there we go. This was pretty fun. It was a car that didn't really require so much tuning. It was almost at its best spec. So all you had to do was just literally tweak some settings here and there. Just make sure it can hold its traction and etc. and etc. Oh, I got a wheel spin. I'll take 125 before any emote any day. So anyway guys, there we go. If you have got any questions, let me know in the comments below. If you'd love to support the channel, especially if you're new, hit the logo at the bottom right corner to subscribe. If you want to see a similar video, hit the icon on the left. If you want to see one of my most recent videos, hit the icon on the right, and then I'll see all of you legends in my next video. But for now, peace out everyone.